They never deserved it. There's so many people that's entitled in this world, and they don't understand how entitled they are. I'm going to give you a story. I have a clothing brand, the shirt I'm wearing, and I had a young man that was working for me. And what happened was I saw that he was in a financial situation. I saw that he needed help. I saw that he needed an opportunity. So what I did, I gave him an opportunity. Now listen to that word I used, gave. I gave him an opportunity. There was no qualification. He never earned the position. I gave it to him. So you know what happened? He worked for the company, and through a short period of time, he started taking from the company. And then I would have a conversation, yo, you need to be careful, don't do that. Because this is we're both eating off this business. Don't do that. He did it again. And what I had to learn from that situation is I had to get rid of him. Because at the end of the day, he was entitled. In his mind, he felt like he deserved to take from the company. But when you really get down to the root of the problem, what's the real problem? Me. Let me explain to you why. I gave him a position that he never ever earned. See, in life, we put people in positions that they don't deserve. They never deserve the position. But we give it to them. And we give it to them. And then we complain when things don't go the way they need to go. But they didn't have to work for it. And if you don't have to work for something and something is given to you, you're not going to appreciate it the same. Anything that you get in your life, if you do not work for it, you're not going to fully appreciate it. I don't care what anyone says. Think about a relationship. You can have either a man or a woman. It doesn't really matter. I use a man for the moment, but it goes both ways. You can have a man in a situation and he meet a woman. And this woman, he can know that this woman don't really fit him all the way. But he like her. He likes her. Maybe she's great in bed. Maybe she's a gorgeous woman. Something. He likes her. He really is into her physically or whatever the case may be. A certain vibe. Right? So what he does is, if he's doing well financially, he gives to her financially. And he helps, and he helps, and he helps this woman. Right? This can go vice versa. A woman can do this to a man also. It happens both ways every day. But what happens is, it was given to them. So because they didn't have to work for it, because they didn't have to grind for it, they can't understand and appreciate the position that they're put in. And you can give these people $10,000. They'll complain. Why? Because at the end of the day, there was nothing they did to deserve that money. But you gave it to them. They can't appreciate it. And you hear a lot of people say, man, they're ungrateful. They are, but the problem with it is this. When you give a person something that they didn't deserve, it's your fault. It's your fault. You gave them something that they never ever earned. They can't appreciate it. See, me, I'm 39 years old. And since the time I turned 18, I didn't have someone giving me money. When I became an adult, my parents said, hey, you on your own. Now I've had, my mother had let me borrow money in my early 20s. She let me borrow. I always paid her back with interest. But the catch to it is this, right? Because I had to work so hard, I had to fight and fight and fight. Guess what happened? When I moved inside this nice home, I'm appreciative of the home. Why? Because I had to work for it. I had to save for it. I had to grind for it. Working 2 jobs. Making sacrifices. So I'm going to appreciate it. When I walk through the door, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. Why? Because I earned it. But then you can have a girlfriend come over. Right? She can never appreciate this place like I do. Why? She didn't earn it. She didn't sacrifice. She didn't fight for it. She don't understand. She thinks it's just the way it's supposed to be. Think about children. When you spoil your children, what ends up happening? They become entitled. They feel like, oh, a new pair of Jordans, I should get them. Why? Because mom and them never made me work for it. They never told me no. So guess what? They're entitled. And then we blame the kids. No, it's your fault. You made them that way. As a man, when you put people in positions, or a woman, as a woman, if you put a man in a position that he didn't earn, that's your fault. It's your fault. Because they can never appreciate it because they never had to work for it. When you don't work for things, you can never appreciate it. A person that has an entitlement mentality, it's a sense of deserving with little or no effort. See, you want special treatment, but you didn't put no effort in. That's entitlement. That's entitled. You feel entitled to something, but you didn't even put in. You didn't help. You didn't cultivate. You did none of these things. See, that's the key. That's the thing that most people fail to realize. We put people in positions that they never should have had. They didn't deserve it. And now you're mad at the individual when it's your fault because they never deserved the position. They will never appreciate you. You can talk to them 10 times and say, look what I go through. Look what I had to sacrifice. Look what I had to fight. They can never understand because they never fought their entire life for anything. If you never fought for anything, you can't appreciate anything. You can't. So in your mind, you expect things to go the way that you want them to go. When you want more and you don't do more, that's why you don't get more. You have people that work on a job and they'll complain to the management, I need to get paid more an hour. And they're probably the laziest person at the job. Because I'm going to explain something to you. Usually the people that complain the most are the ones that's the laziest. The people that talk the most, complain the most, they're the laziest people you will find. They're so entitled. In their mind, they feel like you should just give me more. But they don't feel like they should do more. You should just give me more. That's the reason why, my personal opinion, a lot of times people talk about government assistance. And government assistance can help, but my personal opinion, I think it does more harm than it does good. And I'm going to explain to you why. When you give people something, and they didn't have to work for it or fight for it, they won't appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you something else. They won't do more. They won't do more. So if you sit there and say, hey, the government's going to give you $1,200 a month, you know what they'll do? They'll sit on that $1,200 a month. They're not going to fight for more. They're not going to try to get off their program. The average person. Not saying all, but the average person, you're not going to fight for it. Why? You became entitled to the government's money. Then if the government say, hey, we're going to cut back on food stamps, we're going to cut back on Social Security, you're upset off something that you didn't even earn. Let me change that because Social Security is a little tricky when I apologize for Social Security. But the government assistance, a lot of times you didn't even earn that. You have people that can live on government assistance for 30, 40, and 50 years. You didn't earn that. But see, the catch to it is this, right? You'll have people that'll complain about their lives and they'll complain about, I don't get more. I don't have more. But then you want more. You can't get more if you don't want to do more. I hear all the time on social media, people talk about, I want to work 4 hours a week, 10 hours a week, but I want a full 40-hour salary, right? And this is my thing. If you add that much value to the world, you can get that kind of money. But the average person doesn't do that. They don't add that kind of value. So now you're complaining and you want more, but you refuse to do more. You're entitled. And we're in a world right now full of entitled people. People that don't want to work. People that don't want to grind. People that can sit there and say that they have a dream and never want to fight for their dream. Let me repeat that. They never want to fight for their dream. Not somebody else's dream, their dream. You're entitled. It's sad because, like I say, this happens every day in the world. As a friend, you can have a friendship, a best friend, someone you love, you adore, you care about, right? And you always been there for that person. And you know that person ain't never been there for you. And you've been giving and giving and giving. And you keep telling yourself, if I give enough, they're going to decide to start appreciating me. They will never appreciate you because they never ever had to appreciate you. They never had to do nothing for you. And one thing I know about this world, when you get to a point where you expect other people to do things for you, I'm going to be honest with you, you're done. You can never accomplish your goals and dreams when you're expecting someone else to do something for you. I hear people all the time, hey man, get me on a job. I've had individuals to tell me to get them on a job. And I put them in a position, and you know what they did? Didn't even accept the job. Entitled. So and it's somewhat my fault because they never earned it. They never earned the right for me to talk to people to get them a job. But guess what? I talk for them anyway. I'm telling you, anytime you give someone a position that they didn't earn, you're in trouble. Anytime you give someone a position that they didn't earn, you're in trouble. Because they're never going to appreciate that position. Think about someone that wins the lottery, right? And a lot of times, they'll go broke. And you'll have so many people say, well, what happened? How did they go broke? This, that, and the third. They never earned that money. If a person goes from being in poverty and then they win $20 million, right? They didn't earn that $20 million. It's a pretty good chance they're going to lose that money. But why? They never earned it. So they don't know how to appreciate $10 million. So you know what they're going to do? Blow the money. Just blow the money. But find someone that worked their butt off and became worth $10 million. Watch how they spend. They won't spend the same. See, when you earn things, it makes you look at things differently. Think about a child. If you can have a 5-year-old kid, and you can say, every week, I'm going to give you a $3 allowance. Let me change that. You're going to earn a $3 allowance, okay? But you got to clean up the living room, okay? Every week, clean up the living room, I give you a $3 allowance, right? You can give that kid $3. You can go to Walmart. They see a toy they want. They say, Mom, Dad, I want that toy right there, right? And as a parent, you say, well, you're going to have to use your money to get that toy. And they say, you've saved up. You haven't spent any money for a month. So you have $12. You can buy that toy yourself. You know what that kid usually going to do? They won't spend their $12. They're going to say, nah, because I'll be broke. So what you think they're going to do? They're going to hold on to their money. Why? Because they earned it. They earned the money. And because they earned the money, they're not just going to give it away. But flip that situation, and your child asks you for a toy, and you say, I'll buy you the toy. Guess what your child going to do? Accept that toy. You know why? Because they didn't have to earn it. Now take that over into a relationship. If you're dating someone and they don't have to earn it, they're never going to appreciate you. If you work a job or you give someone a job, if they don't have to earn it, they're never going to appreciate you. You can give them whatever you want to give them. You can give the world whatever you want to give the world. But if they don't have to earn it, they'll never appreciate it. That's why I think of a homeless man or a homeless woman. They ask people for change. They ask people for money. And you know what happens every time they get another dollar or two? Every time they get a $5 bill, it makes them want to work less and less and less and less because they get entitled. Because in their mind, hey, your money is my money. So I'm going to sit on this corner and ask you for money. That's the difference. See, an entitled mindset, they can only think about themselves. They never think about others. They never think, how can I build? They never think, what can I do to make your life easier? See, any relationship you have, the healthy relationship should always be, how can you benefit off me? Not how I can benefit off you. It's always, or how can we benefit off each other? Because I never want a friendship. Well, my friend gives me everything and I give nothing in return. I don't want that, because that's entitlement behavior. Because I know one thing, I'm not important, I'm not needed. See, every situation, I want to be needed. I want to give at least as much as you, if not more. If I'm dating someone, I want to give at least just as much, if not more. If I'm at a job, I want to give just as much, if not more on the job. Business relations, anything. I never want to get in a position where I'm taking more from you than you giving to me. I don't want that. I don't want that. Come explain to you why. Because at the end of the day, that's how you accumulate value. And most people don't understand how to accumulate value. Value comes from what you give to others. And once people start to really learn that if I want more money, I have to give to others. If I want more money, I have to be more valuable to others. Once you understand that key there, that key, once you really understand that part there, your life will completely change. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 and a dream. Need everyone to like the video. I appreciate everyone for giving me an opportunity. Thank you. I'm out.